I'm gonna say this, and then I wanna be done with this whole conversation. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, first of all, black people can't be racist, but that's the farthest thing from my mind. I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. So it's important for me that I speak up for people that look like me.
That the criticism is often very one-sided. Caitlin Clark talks her shit. Caitlin Clark is demonstrative. Caitlin Clark, people aren't bothered by that. People aren't bothered by it because they're caught up in the narrative of, oh, here's this, wonderful, kind soul from the great state of Iowa representing middle America. So they put all these what happens in these sports race wars is everybody projects their own shit on the people.
Okay, so in today's video, I want to talk about the racial wars that's going on Caitlin Clark right now after she signed her massive Nike deal. It's been confirmed that the deal is worth over $28 million. And the racial war right now is so strong that Jason Whitlock and Steven Jackson got into an online feud about it as well.
Steven Jackson is the latest person upset with me. I know many of you all think I just run around picking fights with people. Actually, people run around picking fights with me and the NBA star, former NBA star, current co-host of All the Smoke. He's picked a fight with me, and I'll engage him in that fight today on Fearless. And so what they did was name people correctional officers. You run out and correct black people who think or say the wrong thing. You keep them locked up in this little prison that we have for them where their thoughts can exist and they can run free within this limited space as black people. And Steve, it's your job as a correctional officer, and there's a lot of correctional officers. He's not the only CEO running around the yard. Even someone like Matt Barnes, who I'm not sure, maybe is 20% black. I'm not sure what he is, but he's a correctional officer too. And so it's their job to keep black people trapped in a mental prison and give black people that prison mentality and prison worldview. You make all of your alliances based on race. And so that little brief comment by Gayle King, someone tapped on Steve Jackson's desk and said, hey, Mr. Correctional Officer, there's a Negro that's gotten out of line. Go over there and correct them.
Okay, so remember when Steven Jackson said this about Gayle King?
So Gayle King's supposed to be somebody that's big in the journalism space, right? And I don't consider her black media. Y'all give her all these passes because she fuck with she's Oprah friend. I don't give a fuck who friend she is. They don't do nothing for nobody. But you cannot demean Dawn Staley like that. You talking to her about winning the championship, about going undefeated, and you have the nerve to get on there and say, well, we was rooting for Caitlin Clark and you broke everybody's hearts. Who is we? Who is we? All the black people I know was rooting for Dawn Staley. We all fans of Caitlin Clark, but the way you put it, that shit was trash. Yeah, and I'm glad it's a new day in the media space. You know what I'm saying? Because you so intelligent, you don't even say stuff like that to somebody on the interview. You just demeaned her and made it about Caitlin Clark. That's trash. Super trash.
Okay, so we got to talk about Caitlin Clark.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
They did her heart sign.
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, let's start doing it to me and we'll be able to get along just fine. So, question is,
Caitlin Clark has been receiving backlash ever since she has entered the WNBA draft. And shortly after Caitlin Clark was drafted #1 by the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's rookie contract had went viral. As you can see right here, here's the image, and this is Caitlin Clark's 4-year rookie deal, earning $338,000. And almost a week after that, it was revealed that Caitlin Clark was in talks with Nike to sign an 8-figure shoe deal. And it was later confirmed that Caitlin Clark did sign an 8-figure shoe deal with Nike with her own signature shoe. Nike started trending because they started asking how come Nike didn't sign AJ Wilson, the best WNBA player right now, 2-time WNBA champion, and 2-time MVP, doesn't have a Nike shoe deal. So remember, I said Caitlin Clark has been receiving a lot of hate. Gayle King had made some comments in support of Caitlin Clark, and this is what Gayle King had to say. And then Steven Jackson came out and responded to Gayle King comments because now they're trying to start this race debate between Caitlin Clark and who can support Caitlin Clark. So let's check out what Gayle King had to say, and then I'll follow up with Steven Jackson's response. Here's the video. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you stuck around this long. I really do appreciate that, guys. Let's check out these clips right here.
So happy for you guys, Coach Staley. So happy. The game was such a good game. It was so close at times. And in the end, you guys pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried? Because I got worried. We were all cheering for Iowa, of course, and Caitlin Clark. But for so many people, you've got their hearts. Was there ever a point where you were worried during the game?
I wasn't ever worried during the game. I know, when we went down 10-0.
So, Gayle King's supposed to be somebody that's big in the journalism space, right? And I don't consider her black media. Y'all give her all these passes because she fuck with she's Oprah friend. I don't give a fuck who friend she is. They don't do nothing for nobody. But you cannot demean Dawn Staley like that. You talking to her about winning the championship, about going undefeated, and you have the nerve to get on there and say, well, we was rooting for Caitlin Clark and you broke everybody's hearts. Who is we? Who is we? All the black people I know was rooting for Dawn Staley. We all fans of Caitlin Clark, but the way you put it, that shit was trash. Yeah, and I'm glad it's a new day in the media space. You know what I'm saying? Because you so intelligent, you don't even say stuff like that to somebody on the interview. You just demeaned her and made it about Caitlin Clark. That's trash. It's super trash.
Okay, so that's Steven Jackson responding to Gayle King. Like I said, I feel like both Steven Jackson and Gayle King response is trying to draw a race debate between Caitlin Clark. Same with the Nike shoe deal. And they're trying to draw this race debate between Caitlin Clark getting a shoe deal and how come AJ Wilson didn't get a shoe deal. But at the end of the day, it's all about marketing and business. Caitlin Clark is about to fill the seats next season for the Indiana Fever. And let me highlight some of the hate that Caitlin Clark has been receiving. Let's check it out right here.
What do you think about Ice Cube and the Big Three offering Caitlin Clark $5 million to play in their league?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts. But the first one is, so you offered the contract to a player who's not yet even in the WNBA. Big Three does not happen during overseas season. So that doesn't make sense.
That's true.
And then for us to get, just constantly shit on, you can't even acknowledge the growth and how amazing the WNBA is doing because shit like this happens.
When
you didn't even have to bring up the W. If you're going to say that it's for that, then stand on that. But I don't think it's, I think he's trying to make a business decision, which he's a businessman, that makes sense. But to mask it in this, I want to uplift and support WNBA players and women athletes is kind of a cop-out, I think, and I don't think it really makes any sense.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record? Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be. Let's also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, he or she's killing them. But you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. You should be killing them.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Carry on.
I know you like that. I'm gonna say this, and then I wanna like be done with this whole conversation. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, like first of all, black people can't be racist, but like that's the farthest thing from my mind. Like I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. So it's important for me that I speak up for people that look like me. Like, it's Black History Month. So, like, our ancestors fought and died for us to have opportunities that we have today. I have, like, no issues with Caitlin. Her breaking the record, I think, obviously is a tremendous accomplishment, although, you know, we could get into that discussion also, because there was a big debate on Lynette Woodard having the actual record.
That the criticism is often very one-sided. Caitlin Clark talks her shit. Caitlin Clark is demonstrative. Caitlin Clark, people aren't bothered by that. People aren't bothered by it because they're caught up in the narrative of, oh, here's this, you know, wonderful, kind soul from the great state of Iowa representing middle America. So they put all these sort of, what happens in these sports race wars is everybody projects their own shit on the people coming.
They released the fever schedule. They got 36 nationally televised
36 of their 40
games. 40.
They had one nationally televised game last year. And
I was like, don't be dumb. 36.
Yeah. Unless
that means shit. Y'all gonna be playing?
They season tickets sold out already.
Yeah, I'm like, don't be dumb. WNBA.
Double prices. But
like,
let's be real. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Same thing with Wemby. They put him on TV every day too. Like, let's not overreact about this. Like, this is just smart business decisions being made.
Yeah, man, that's what I said. But the business. That's what I said. The business for the game to grow, heads have to be cut off.
Yeah.
Period. Right? The NBA does it all the time. You see Wemby, right? With the new Nike Wemby commercial. They're capitalizing in real time right now. And, you know, the dub needs to see it. They need to see, all right, this is what the NBA doing. This we need to do it. There needs to be a Caitlin Clark logo. You need to start putting these things in place so you can run with it.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like the Diana Taurasi and all of them.
That shit was funny.
So
soon as that game start, sit your old ass down. 2 fouls. Sit down. And then newspaper. Caitlin Clark, bodies, DT. It's a new era. Because I don't need you anymore.
I feel like she kind of hating too.
But I'm saying it don't matter.
Nah, that's just DT.
But that's just her. But it's 20
that's
years.
DT
So
being DT.
let's talk about it. So Caitlin Clark and this whole rookie class coming in, obviously a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation. Like you said, 36 of their 40 games are nationally televised. So Diana Taurasi has some thoughts on it and let Caitlin and all the other incoming rookies know what they can expect when they come to the W.
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
You know, there's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you know, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie. And, you know, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
So Norris, you know, some people might think this is hate, but this is nothing new for Taurasi. This is nothing new for her.
Travel, carrying, pushing off. I'm gonna call. I don't need you. Listen, you held it down for 20 years. Congratulations.
She talking like she the 24-year-old Taurasi. Caitlin Clark will cook her right now.
Okay, so the reason why I want to highlight Gilbert Arenas' response is because he was spot on by saying that Caitlin Clark is WNBA's best new product. So of course they're going to put all their resources into Caitlin Clark. And as they should, Caitlin Clark is going to fill in a lot of seats, and a lot of people is going to either want to watch Caitlin Clark win, or a lot of people is going to show up to watch Caitlin Clark lose. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. If you stuck around with me this long, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help these videos get pushed out to the algorithm. So smash that thumbs up button for me if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel. And while I have your attention, be sure to check out the description box on my YouTube channel, where you can find other links and other ways to support my YouTube channel.